Aloha, everybody. Welcome. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook and LinkedIn. So welcome, wherever you are. Whether you're watching this live or after the live, welcome. So today we have a really important topic, which is the ancient Greek wisdom for a healthy gut and immune system. So last week we covered how to detox the body, which is so important. And this week we're covering ancient Greek wisdom for a healthy gut and immune system, because if your gut is not healthy, then your immune system is not healthy. And also your brain is not healthy, because the gut is linked to the brain. And as Hippocrates said, all disease resides in the gut. So that's why we're covering the gut and immune system, because basically everything that's happening in your body is because your gut doesn't have the good percentage of good bacteria. It's out of alignment, may have parasites, and therefore other things are happening in the body, or it might just have a lot of inflammation. So if we get the gut right, then everything else falls into place. So that's what we're talking about today, and these are going to be quite transformative hacks for our gut and immune health, which also means good brain health, so that you won't have dementia, Alzheimer's, brain fog, migraines, headaches. All of that is linked to the gut. So, whether you're a wellness advocate seeking new empowering ways, and things to include, or whether you're just aiming to have a stress-free life, this is the video for you, because stress and anxiety is also because the gut is not in balance. So, excuse me, I just have an announcement to make. What's happening is Facebook is now deleting live videos. This is their new policy. They're deleting them. So I will not be doing live shows on Tuesday on Facebook. I will be pre-recording them on Rumble, and then I will be taking snippets, that is 2-minute videos from that long video, which is under an hour that I do. I will post those, and they will have a link to the full video where you can watch on Rumble, because there's no point in posting a live in Facebook if they're going to be deleting it after 30 days, because you can search on gut health, but you're not going to find this one. So I just wanted to let everybody know that. And yep, so that's what I wanted to let everybody know before launching. So if you're watching live on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, please feel free to say hello. So just a disclaimer before I start. I just want to say I'm not a doctor or medical professional. I am, however, a qualified health coach of just over 20 years experience. The information discussed is not meant to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. If you are pregnant, nursing, taking medication, or have a medical condition, please consult your physician first. And I also wanted to add in this video that I was voted the 2025 short list of basically recognizing my health and wellness work on a listing that I now am using the logo at the beginning of these videos. So I'm very blessed to be in this exclusive directory, and I've just gone completely blank. But you will see the logo at the beginning of this video, not on the live, of course, but on the Rumble one. So it's the Who's Who Marquee directory. There you go, Who's Who Marquee. So I've been acknowledged for my work in terms of helping tens of thousands of people find their healing, and that I'm using very unusual modalities, which are the ancient Greek, that work. And there isn't anybody else doing the work that I do. So they have recognized me in the marquee. 2025 directory as one of the top leaders in health and wellness. So though I'm not very big on awards, I keep getting all these awards which are recognizing me for my work. So you may just want to have a listen to what I have to say, because clearly, big people high up are recognizing my work and knowing that I do something very groundbreaking, very unique, and that I do get results. Okay, so let's start by what's making waves in the media. So there's 4 items, and one of them is really quite extraordinary, because it also links back to ancient Greek therapies, and that is light and sound therapy, and how finally it is being used to heal conditions. I mean, I've been telling everybody about the light tech, which is in the description of the video, and how you can find it. But now they're starting to incorporate it with sound and do amazing things. So I have one of those items. So the first one is a study that was done on intermittent fasting during adolescence, could have long-term effects on metabolism. So very important. This was a study. It was titled "Long-Term Fasting Impairs Protein Production and Cell Proliferation in Adolescents," and this can be found on www.cell.com. So very important. There isn't a one-size-fits-all in terms of fasting. Some people can do it for 2-3 days just on water or juicing. Others can do it for 1 day. I have to be honest with you, I cannot. If I did that kind of fasting, I'm likely to end up in hospital. So we need to be very careful. So what this study says, instead of long-term fasting, it's best for you, for young people, to focus on consuming regular balanced meals, getting the right nourishment nourishment that supports their metabolic stability and prevents insulin resistance. So that's very interesting. Another thing they said in this study, so again, cell.com, healthy lifestyle choices that protect beta cell function include avoiding seed oils, optimizing gut health, which is what we're talking about today, and getting daily sun exposure. Now, let me tell you an alternative of intermittent fasting that works really, really well, and won't shock the system. So what I do is I eat my last meal very early. So that tends to be 5 o'clock the latest or before. And then basically I have absolutely nothing until the next day for at least 12 to 17 hours later. So that way I am fasting, but I'm not fasting for a day, 2 days, 3 days. Because there are repercussions. I know people that have fainted, have gotten really sick. So again, this study proves what I've always said, that you've really got to listen to your body and do what works for you. So maybe that's the solution for you in terms of fasting the way that I do. So stop eating food at 5 and then maybe resume at 7. So therefore, you've got 12 to 14 hours of intermittent fasting. So you do need that break so your body can actually detoxify and repair and regenerate. The second study that came out is a surprising link between your fruit bowl and your balance, which is an interesting one. So this is a recent study published in the Journal of Aging Clinical and Experimental Research, reveals that eating more fruits and vegetables could lower the risk of falls among older adults, particularly women. Researchers found, so I'm reading from the report, that seniors who don't consume enough produce are more likely to experience fall-related injuries, highlighting the role of nutrition in both overall health and accident prevention. Now, this is very important, and it's something that you will see in my video high vibration diet. And again, we're covering that today with specifics for the gut. If you're not eating fruit and vegetables, you're not adding, and herbs and spices, you're not adding any nutrition to your cells or your body. And when you're not adding nutrition, that's when disease starts in the body. So we're getting lots of studies coming out linking that if you don't eat fruit and vegetables, you are going to have issues. Now, there is something shocking that has come to my attention as far as a new diet is concerned. And I was speaking to one of my clients who's on it, and I was actually really horrified. And then I heard from another friend that validated it, that it's a big thing. And it's a diet where you just eat meat. So we're talking about meat, chicken, seafood, that's it, and nothing else. So no carbs, no fruit and vegetables. So basically nothing else. Now, I'm sorry to have to say this, but if you're going to be someone that's been fooled by these people and you're eating just meat, just seafood, just chicken, so in other words, anything flesh, um, then you wonder why you have disease, weight issues, and whatever, you shouldn't be surprised because meat, chicken, seafood are actually dead carcasses. I have to be very direct so that the message can get through. They offer absolutely no nutritional value. This is not what our ancestors ate, such as the ancient Greeks that lived ill-free to over 100 and up to 250. This is why we have people with illnesses in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s and dying so early because they're eating a high proportion of meat, chicken, seafood, processed food, and a lot of the other food that I'm going to talk about today. So we shouldn't be surprised that so much illness. So we need to be careful. And there's studies coming out showing chronic illness linked to a high percentage of meat, seafood, and chicken consumption. So anything basically that was a soul and has been sacrificed. Number three. So the next item I wanted to cover is this was a new atlas, and this is the Spanish National Research Center. They have been successful in terms of using light tech and sound frequencies to basically zap kidney stones. You heard it right, zap the kidney stones, and then they just come out in the natural process, and they call it acoustic vortex beams, which is high pulses of sound and light. And I've always said this, the ancient Greeks used sound and light tech frequencies. And this is why I recommend the product that's flashing on the screen, and the description is in the video. This is the way of future of medicine. And congratulations to the Spanish and the National Research Council that is actually using now sound and light tech and proving what I've always said and what the ancient Greeks always said, that this is the way to the future. There you go. And, as I said, light tech helps the body self-heal anything that's going on. This is the future of medicine. And Robert Kennedy Jr. is a big fan. President Trump is a big fan. So people that know about frequencies and in the know are already using it, as are a lot of athletes, celebrities. Oh, my goodness me. And millions and millions of people are using it and have found total health. All right, so the next one is how sleeping pills harm your brain and raise dementia risk. So again, we're noticing that anything that Big Pharma has created and recommended is causing issues. So this is another study in the Journal of Cell-Found Sleeping Pills. So this was a 2025 study recently published in the Journal of Cell-Found Sleeping Pills suppress norepinephrine oscillations. This impairs the lymphatic system's waste removal function and causes toxin buildup in the brain. So they also, sleeping pills affect your pineal gland. And this is why so many people, have no connection to God. So they also increase the risk of falls, car accidents, and workplace injuries. Long-term use is also linked to higher mortality, cancer risk, and cognitive decline. And the study suggests you've got to address the root cause of your sleeplessness through through various strategies. And one of them that's really helped my clients again is the light tech. And what it does is it also activates the pineal gland and clears and detoxifies all those cells in the brain and the rest of the body. So very important. Also, I wanted to mention on the 14th of April, 7 p.m. So 14th of April, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, in my private Facebook group, see link in the description. I have a dementia and Alzheimer's practitioner, Janet, who's one of my business partners, and we are going to be discussing the various modalities that she has used in her practice and is successfully reversing all sorts of brain conditions, whether it's brain fog, dementia, Alzheimer's, all sorts of issues. And she has incorporated the ancient Greek modality of light tech, which is in the description of this video, to actually successfully help her clients regain their brain health. So look out for that. That's coming up again, 14th of April, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There'll be lots of testimonials discussed. So unfortunately, I will not be able to put that video on Rumble because I'm being censored there and videos have been taken down. So it will be permanently left in my Facebook private group. So not the normal Facebook group that you're watching this video in my private one. So again, see details in the description. Okay, everybody, I'm excited. If you want to say anything, please feel free to pop something in the comments, ask a question, or just add, your suggestions. So today we're talking about the ancient Greek wisdom to a healthy gut and immune system. And trust me, these are also the modern ways. Some of them have been used and some of them have been forgotten. And as we all know, we are returning to the ancient holistic ways, and Big Pharma and all of that is on the way out. It's slowly falling apart, as we know. So people have got to start seeking holistic ways. Now, the ancient Greek father of medicine, Hippocrates, penned the words, "All disease begins in the gut." He also said that true healing and optimum health, we need to exercise, and we need to let medicine be thy food and food thy medicine. He also said the natural forces within us are the true healers of disease. So essentially, he gave us quite a few modalities there that I'm going to go into for gut and immune health. And when you have the gut healthy, you have your immune system healthy because it sits in the gut, and that means the rest of your body is healthy. And for those that don't know, diet is an ancient Greek word, dieta, which means a way of life. So it isn't just about the food when it comes to health, it's about your whole way of life, mind, body, and spirit. Very important. And food just happens to be really just, one component. So let's launch into it. So very important. If you're finding that your emotions are all over the place, you've got migraines, you've got depression, anxiety, any of that, it's telling me that you have an out of balance gut. Because the gut is linked to the digestion as well, it's linked to the brain, and it's linked to your emotional well-being. So if your emotions are out of control, it could be that you have a lot of parasites, or you have a lot of toxins in the gut and not enough good bacteria. So please have a look at my last video that I did last week of how to detox the gut. So very important, we want to have a lot of good bacteria there. Not all bacteria is bad. So we're talking about like the acidophilus and all that nice bacteria that you find in Greek yogurt or Greek style coconut yogurt. That's the kind of good bacteria we want. Now, what can actually disrupt the gut flora? Well, there's a lot of things, and I'm going to go into them in detail. So it's the fluoride and chemicals in the water. It is the chemicals and pesticides in the food. It is the chemtrails in the air that we're breathing. It's additives, preservatives, artificial colors, artificial flavors, stimulants like coffee. If you have too much, can also not be good for the body. So again, we need to be careful. Meat, chicken that's not organic has a lot of antibiotics. Antibiotics really mess with your body, and this is why I suggest people take oregano oil instead of antibiotics. Is far more powerful and is very good both for the gut and to actually ward off colds. So if your gut is not healthy, it weakens your immune system. That's when you get viruses, colds, illnesses. And not only that, even if you're eating lots of good fruit and vegetables, whether they be organic or not, if your gut is not healthy, guess what? It's not absorbing any of that nutrition at all. So you have to have healthy gut cells and healthy cells in order for any nutrition you put in the body to be absorbed by the cells to actually ensure that you're healthy. So again, as I said, please watch the video from last week on detoxing. Very important because, before you do this, you need to detox and then, of course, supplement with all of this. And it's pretty much a maintenance program from then on. Okay, so what are some of the things that the ancient Greeks did and adopted to make sure that they had perfect gut health, perfect immune system, they were healthy, they had absolutely no illness, whether that's pain, migraines, whatever, chronic illness, and why they were able to live to 250. So the first one that I have is you have to cook and eat wholesome, conscious, high vibrational energy food. And this is what Pythagoras had to say. Realize that your body is the garment of your soul, and then you will preserve it pure. As he who wishes the best fruit must pay attention to the land, so must the greatest attention be paid to the soul if it is to produce fruits worthy of its nature. So they knew that if you were not eating healthy, it was messing with your soul and messing with your spirit and messing with your mind. So the ancient Greeks adopted a wisdom healing. So that's what I call it, wisdom healing. So listening to the body and how each ingredient that's ingested really affects the body. And how is your body responding? So very important. So here are some high vibrational frequency ingredients. You can also call them ingredients that are more alkaline and not acidic. So all of this means the same. It's just different terminology. So again, we could look at it in terms of acidity, pH level, alkalinity, or high vibration. So again, I do have a video comprehensive where I go into a whole list of high vibration ingredients, and therefore that's what we should be consuming the most of. And then I have a list of low vibrational frequency or really acidic or ingredients that cause inflammation. So again, if you're eating a lot of that, you're going to be very inflamed, a gut that is having issues, an immune system that is low, you have a lot of inflammation. So again, do you see pH, inflammation, high vibration, low vibration? They're all linked. They all mean the same thing. So I've got a list here, and I'm going to cover some of them. So what are we talking about? High vibration, good gut food. We're talking about certified organic fruit and vegetables, especially greens and sprouts. They're very high in vibration, and greens also help to detox the body and detox the gut. So spirulina is good, herbal teas, Herbs and spices are very good. Of course, very important that we're drinking clean water, I should say, like spring water, and filtering it. Good oils are oils like olive oil, coconut oil, avocado oil. We're eating as much as possible raw foods, and you can have that in the form of a juice because they have higher vibration than cooked foods. Slightly dehydrated foods are very good, or lightly steamed. So as long as they're minimally cooked and not overcooked, they're good for us. Raw nuts and seeds, fermented foods, which I'll go into in a minute, raw chocolate with as little chocolate as possible, natural sweeteners such as grape must, honey, maple syrup, coconut sugar. So we're talking about pulses, such as beans and lentils and things like that. And of course, whole grains are very important, such as buckwheat, brown rice, amaranth, spelt, barley, and the list goes on. And of course, omega-3 and 6. Sixes are very important, and you will find those in things such as hemp seeds and flax seeds in their natural form. So these are the kinds of foods that we are talking that we need to be eating a really high percentage of every day for our gut and well-being. So what are the foods that are high inflammation, they're very low vibrational frequency, and really, really acidic on the pH scale? So these are the ones we need to eliminate or minimize. So we're talking about conventional fruit and vegetables that have pesticides, and all of those kind of toxins and chemicals, genetically modified food. For example, white rice, white flours, sugars, artificial sweeteners. Oh my goodness me, they wreak havoc on the gut. It's unbelievable. Coffee should be kept to a minimum. Canned and fast foods, unhealthy seed oils, and we know what they are: cottonseed, corn, margarine, lard, vegetable oils, canola and soy. Frozen foods kept to a minimum. And again, even though Greek yogurt is good for you, that and cheese, they still need to be kept to a minimum because they are very acidic. So we need to avoid deep fried foods. We need to avoid microwave foods, foods that are overcooked, especially on a barbecue and grill. Oh my goodness me, they actually start to develop as they brown a lot of toxins that are not good for our body. And again, if you're eating conventional meat, conventional fish, fish that's not wild caught, but regardless of whether it is or it isn't, it's actually very high acidic. And avoid things that are farmed, tilapia, all of that sort of stuff is toxic. They're usually fed GMOs, injected with all sorts of things. So you get the drift. You're seeing that high vibration is living and close to nature, and the ones that are not good for us and wreak havoc on our gut is the processed food, is the overcooked food. And it's the food that basically the animal has been sacrificed and was a living soul. So that's how you can pretty much differentiate with the difference. Now, another thing, it's very important to eat fruit and vegetables of different colors because each color does a different thing. So as I outlined before, green is detoxifying. And you're going to find in my book, Cooking and Eating Wisdom for Better Health, what each color is and which part of the body it heals and its purpose. So very important to eat a multitude of colors. Very important to have a fiber-rich diet so that everything, all the waste is coming out and it's not staying stuck there in the gut and the intestines and then being stored in the body in the fat. So we're talking about good sources: beans, lentils, whole grains. So we're talking about the brown, not the white. These are all excellent to feed the gut. And as I outlined above, hydration is very important for good gut health and the immune system. And it's got to be purified water, not tap water or spring water, because it has the natural energy that it's gotten from the stream. So again, worth mentioning again, and I'm going to mention it again, processed food, anything that's made in a manufacturing plant wreaks havoc on your gut and your immune system, especially fried food, especially microwave food, especially sugars, and especially really highly cooked foods and things that you have put on a barbecue. Okay, so that's one to give you an overview of food. Number two, the number two thing that the ancient Greeks did really, really well, that was they consumed fermented foods. So, so probiotics and prebiotics every day. So, as we said, Hippocrates said all disease begins in the gut. So he prescribed probiotics. That is an ancient Greek word, and it means for life. So if you want to have life that is have good living, good life, good health, and a good life happening in bacteria in your gut, you need to be having fermented foods or probiotics every day. So I like to consume and recommend to my clients as natural as possible to nature, not something that has been man-made and has toxins in it. So what are the things that Hippocrates prescribed? Here we go. Here's his list: sour milk, yogurt, such as Greek yogurt, not all yogurts. He also prescribed apple cider vinegar. That's a great one. Put it on your salad. And pickles. In addition, he also prescribed salted shredded cabbage, which is now called sauerkraut. So that's very good for you. Other good ones include, I've already said Greek yogurt, kefir, miso soup, kimchi, kombucha, and raw pickles. So these are really good. And so if you have a few of those on hand, you can incorporate them in your diet in some way. Now, there's also what the ancient Greeks called prebiotic. So these are the types of foods that allow the gut to produce gut bacteria that will allow it to get the nutrients to be absorbed by the cells in the gut, and for good colon cell health, and a good digestive system. So what are some examples? There's many, and you can do your own research. I'm just going to tell you the ones that I incorporate on my list, and it's asparagus, garlic, chicory root, onions, bananas, barley, apples, cacao. It's got to be raw cacao, good quality, not hot chocolate. Burdock root, seaweed, which I love, avocado, to name a few. Okay, so there's so many. So if you're incorporating a banana a day, say for example, or an apple, so it's not an accident that they said an apple a day keeps the doctor away. It's a good prebiotic, so it does help the gut. Okay, so fermented foods is number two. So we need to include some sort of probiotic and prebiotic foods into our diet. Now, the number three major disruptor to gut and immunity and brain health is basically not managed, when you're not managing stress and anxiety, anger. So all those kinds of negative emotions that come up where we're not feeling joy and love, they wreak havoc on your gut. So you can be eating the most amazing food, the most amazing supplements. You could be, oh my goodness me, all organic, spending a lot of money. Guess what? If you do not manage your emotions, all of that zeroes out to zero. Okay, this is really important. If you're not managing your emotions, it doesn't matter. All the good food that you're eating, it basically goes to zero. It's as if you didn't even eat all that good food, because you're now adding inflammation to a gut that just had all this good nutrition, which reduced the inflammation. Now you've just added inflammation, and those negative thoughts also create acidity and get the pH and balance out of whack. So as the ancient Greek Heraclitus said, day by day, what you choose, what you think, and what you do is who you become. So that applies to your gut. If you're thinking negative thoughts, if you're angry, if you have anxiety, guess what? The gut is not going to be settled, and your immune system is going to be shot. And that's why the Oracle of Delphi had the quote, think good thoughts, very important. So again, we're talking about worry, stress, anger, frustration, fear, anxiety, competitiveness, any sort of negative thoughts, whether I'm not good enough, it's all going to create issues. So they're not serving our gut, unfortunately. Okay, so please keep that in mind. Now, how do we get that right? I mean, again, it's in my video, High Vibration Food. I also cover the mind. So basically, the ancient Greeks practiced various therapies. So let me list some of them. They practiced meditation therapy. They practice prayer therapy, eating therapy, that is, eating the right foods that we just discussed, music therapy, light therapy, chakra therapy, massage therapy, sun therapy, exercise therapy, affirmation therapy was a big one. So affirm something else, such as I am healthy, I have an excellent gut. I'm feeling joyous, I'm feeling happy. So that helps to say them aloud, pray to God, meditate. Light therapy, again, it's flashing on the screen and in the description, has helped millions of people with that issue because it balances the mind. And so, pick up a hobby, or practice one of these sort of therapies to help you. Now, I am going to speak about music and light therapy further on. I have a specific point on that because I also have some hertz frequencies that I recommend for music for the gut. So, number 4, the ancient Greeks said, listen to your inner voice and trust yourself. Oracle of Delphi, know thyself. Hippocrates, the natural forces within each of us is the greatest healer of disease. So listen to your body. What is it telling you to eat? So when you're eating, is there something that's not agreeing with your gut? So for example, I'll tell you something. My body cannot stand chicken, meat, and seafood. It goes crazy. And I get a bad case of diarrhea. There you go. I'm going to say it. Okay. And that's why I just don't have it. Now, I've also noticed, and if I have the occasional glass of wine with a friend, I have the same issue. Doesn't agree with me. So my gut is telling me don't eat those things. Everybody's different. I'm not telling you to do what Maria's doing. Listen to your gut. You've got to trust yourself. Listen to the inner voice, which is the voice of God and your guardian angels, and follow suit. So again, for those people that are following that fad diet that I said before of just eating meat, chicken, and fish and flesh and nothing else, your body's telling you that that's not healthy, but you're probably not listening. Okay. And a lot of these people have ulterior motives. Okay. They may be working for the meat companies or whatever else. And that's why they're promoting it. They're getting kickbacks. And we're realizing that this is what's happening at the moment. A lot of people are promoting stuff because they're getting huge sponsorship. Okay. So just be careful who you listen to and who you follow in terms of their advice. And a lot of them have absolutely no qualifications and no experience. And they're telling you what to do. I mean, I just think it's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous that people even bother to listen to them. So number 5, which ties in with what we just said, the ancient Greeks said, eat with peace and calm. So Aesop said, a crust eaten in peace is better than a banquet partaken in anxiety. Now, I know we're all busy. We have busy lifestyles, but there is nothing worse for your gut than eating a meal really quickly. There's got to be pauses between each bite so that you can really break down, especially the meat and all of that. You've got to really break it down because you don't want it to get down to the gut in whole, because that's when it creates gut issues. It doesn't quite get digested enough, and then people get constipation. They can't sleep. and they get all sorts of issues. And really, you're eating with anxiety when you're eating quicker. So really, you're increasing inflammation, and you're not allowing the food, the good food that we discussed above, really to be digested and absorbed into the cells. So we need to be very careful, and we basically need to eat mindfully and consciously about what we eat. And as we take a bite, we need to sort of pause and say, is this food nurturing me? How am I feeling? Am I feeling happy? Am I not? So that's really important that we do that. Okay, number 6. So the sixth way that the ancient Greeks had, I have to say, the majority, perfect gut health and immune systems. Otherwise, how could you live between 120 and 250? You couldn't. Um, that is because they adopted light and sound therapy. These are not new concepts. Pythagoras, oh my goodness me, so many ancient healers, Hippocrates, all had studied music, studied light, and of course sun therapy, an extra one, third modality, and included it in every single person's diet. It was essential. So, for example, Aristotle knew that the power of music could heal the sick, and many doctors in ancient Greece used vibration and light to aid in digestion, treat mental disturbance, and induce sleep. And this you will find in his famous book, De Anima. And he wrote in that flute music could arouse strong emotions and purify the soul. So he studied the different instruments and frequencies. So, two very good frequencies that I wanted to share with people in terms of sound for gut and brain connection: 852, 852 hertz works well. 528, 528 hertz is a good healing frequency for the stomach, pancreas, spleen, liver, gallbladder, and digestive system and gut. And 432 hertz I find is really nice in terms to level people that have anxiety, stress, and a lot of worry on their mind. And again, the ancient Greeks, in addition to sound, because they believed everything was energy, frequency, and vibration, compulsory for every single person, light therapy and sun therapy. And again, you know what I use, it's in the description of the video. So the light tech is in the description of this video. Okay, so 7, which is the last point, very important to incorporate moderate exercise every day. If you are not moving, you are not flushing out the toxins. And of course, you need lots of water to do that. As Hippocrates said, if we could give every individual the right amount of nourishment and exercise, not too little and not too much, we would have found the safest way to health. Um, so there you go. So hope you can incorporate these amazing gut health hacks. They're also hacks for having an amazing, pain-free, healthy, vibrant life. And so important that we nurture our gut because, of course, that affects our immune system and it affects our brain health. And the three are connected. You cannot separate brain health from the gut and the immune system. So that's what I had today. They were the key ways that the ancient Greeks had amazing guts and an amazing immune system and amazing brain health and health. If you're watching this, please feel free to put anything you'd like to share. Even if you're watching it after this live transmission, please continue to put your comments and I will look at them and we'll have a conversation and comment. So again, I just wanted to let everybody know I will not be doing show videos live on Facebook anymore because they are deleting the videos now. This is a new policy, so they don't stay there for long. So there is really no point in doing them live if they're not going to be there for long. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be pre-recording them and then posting them on YouTube, Rumble, and Facebook. So that way on Facebook, there is a permanent copy that cannot be deleted by Facebook. And so have a look at that, and then I'll have the link to the Rumble channel. So I'm sorry about that. They've just changed their policy, and there's no point in going live if they're just going to delete my videos. I mean this censorship and whatever is just getting ridiculous. But listen, it doesn't just apply to me, it applies to any live video. So what I'm going to be doing is, when I post this full show, I'm going to be doing little snippets of what I said, of the important points, and I'm going to be posting those 2-minute videos in Facebook. So you get lots of little 2-minute videos, and then a link in the comments as to the long version of this video, which is what you're watching now. So thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed this. Please implement this ancient Greek wisdom. Certainly I have, and I haven't seen a doctor for years and years and years. And this is why my gut is perfect, my immune system's perfect. I don't catch colds, I don't get viruses, I don't get anything, to be honest with you. And so that's validation that this works, and neither do my clients. I don't hear them catching colds, having an immune system. I don't hear my clients having pain and serious sort of issues. So this is validation because, I teach them how to do all this. Okay, so for next week, the video that I'll be posting, and of course you will see it on Facebook with a link so that you can watch it on Rumble. It's going to be on menopause and hot flashes. There's a lot of women going through menopause. Sorry, guys. This is for them. Hope you understand. So a lot of women are going through menopause. And so I want to give them holistic and natural ways so they don't resort to those toxic ways of big pharma. Because, again, all those medications mess with your gut. They mess with your brain. They mess with your immune system. So it's all about using these alternatives that I've just said. In particularly, the light tech I found is healing the body and the sound. And what's happening is they're phasing off their meds. And that's what this is all about, to phase off all those that cause inflammation. All this big pharma stuff causes inflammation. So you're never going to have a perfect gut or immune system. Okay, so that's all I had. And remember, self-care is the new healthcare. Thank you for watching. I love you all. God bless you. And please continue, to comment even after this live. And, drop your ideas, drop your examples, drop what has worked for you, and let's share it with everybody else. All right. God bless. Bye-bye.